Hello, this is Tim Law with Planet Forward Coaching and Self-Reliance You. Always remember your life, your dreams, your goals, and your career are all essential. A big thank you to almost 400 people that have subscribed to this channel, Planet Forward Coaching. Appreciate it. For anybody else that subscribes. Also remember too that whatever your mind can conceive and believe, it can achieve. I have a guy here that I have got a great deal of respect for. He's a great 1-2 punch with Dr. Greg Cauller with the phenomenal things they put together as far as the cross country and track team. And that's Coach Pete Lobianco. So Pete, tell us your story a little bit and, your competitive career, your teaching, any direction you want to go.
Yeah. So I started running in high school, just had some buddies that were like, hey man, come out for the cross country team. So I went out for cross country with just the idea to get in shape for wrestling. And it turned into that I ended up being a better runner than I was wrestler. I went to States and ended up running in college and ran 4 years at Lebanon Valley College. I was all conference, all region at Lebanon Valley College in cross country. I did cross country, wrestling, and track. So I was a 12-sport varsity athlete there. And, 3-sport varsity athlete, but all 4 years. And then after graduating, I got into coaching a little bit. I coached wrestling at Northeastern for 2 years. And I helped out with the cross country program for a couple of years because my brother was still in high school. And then after that, I kind of got away from it. I was competing running wise. I ran for a team called Bauer, BTO, Bauer Track Organization. My college coach started it. And then I ended up getting into teaching, getting a job. And after a couple of years of teaching, Mr. Cauller asked if I wanted to come help him out. So I said, sure. So I went to Northeastern. I ran for Northeastern. Mr. Cauller was my homeroom teacher for 3 years. Mm-hmm. And I was like, yeah, I'll come out and help out the guys. Because at that time we didn't have a girls team. Mm-hmm. So I didn't really coach. I just did workouts with them. I would show up and, help the top guys, push them through the workouts and things. And as it progressed, and I decided to start like showing up and just watching track meets. And then a position opened up to get a third coach. And I applied for that. And ever since then, I've been helping out with cross country. And then when the opportunity came to take a position in track, I took that as well, just because I believe that you need consistency across the board. Track and cross country complement each other so much that you really can't be successful at one without doing the other.
Sure.
So that's kind of how I got to where I am now. And, where I'm here, I just, I work out with the kids because I always promise them I will never make them do something that I wouldn't do myself. Mm-hmm. So when it's, 90 degrees out and we're doing plyos on the bleachers, yesterday morning I was right there doing it with them and, whatever it takes to just be the good example. So I stay in shape just so I can hang with the young guys and the young girls too, which are also super fast. So.
Sure. No, you've had some incredible people. I didn't realize you had the wrestling background too, Pete. And that was my sport. I was a competitive wrestler for 4 years in high school, 4 years in college, and 9 years after college, and did a lot of high school coaching, middle school coaching, etc. So yeah. I didn't realize it. Tell us a little bit about how you feel as far as the comparisons or differences between, let's say, track, cross country, and wrestling, because again, there's a lot of mental toughness involved in all three of the disciplines.
Yeah, and so that was the first thing that came to my head when you asked that question is to be a distance athlete. There's a lot of mental toughness that goes into it. I mean, I never was a sprinter. The shortest I ever went was 400, but I mean, at the end of the day, if you're dying in a 400 with 100 meters to go, it's only like another 12 seconds. You can kind of deal with that. But if you're having a bad race or things are not going well, it's hot, or you went out too hard and, you have a mile and a half of a race to go and you have, 8-10 minutes of a race left, then it gets tough, so you do have to be mentally tough. You got to be tough to put the time in. They both take a lot of dedication, to be good at wrestling, you got to be sound with your technique, but you also have to be physically strong, whole body. So that takes a lot of effort, a lot of dedication to just, get in the weight room, or to put the calisthenics that you need to put in, or put the drilling that you need to put in. So same thing with distance running. You really need to, you can't show up in September and be like, all right, I'm here to run cross country, because anyone who is going to be competing at a high level, or even like at a varsity level for the most part, has run, since June. So, it takes that dedication. You need to show up. We're doing calisthenics too, on top of all the training we do. We do drills, we do form drills. We're in the weight room. So, to me, to be good at distance running, you need to be a complete athlete. And with wrestling, that you pretty much have to be a complete athlete as well to be successful.
Yeah. I would certainly agree with that. Tell us a little bit about some of the outstanding kids you've had there, Pete, with the cross country and the track kids. I mean, you've had some phenomenal athletes these last couple of years.
Yeah. Well, I think it really goes back to the first year that I started helping out. We changed a lot of things about how we approached training, like with the mental part of it. So the first year I helped out with the program, we were division champs. It was the first year that Northeastern was the outright division champs ever in boys cross country.
What year was that? You recall?
I do not.
Okay, that's all right.
I have it downstairs because I have the newspaper articles, but at this point, it's going to be. It was back when we were still Division II.
Okay.
Before we went Division I, they moved us to Division I, but it was Suburban had a streak going, a pretty long streak, and we ended up beating them 2 years in a row. So we came back to next year and did that with a group of athletes that no one really saw that coming, because we had graduated some of our top kids, but we were able to have some guys step in and repeat that feat. So then, and our best runner back then was Ben Lenny. He went on to run at York College. He went on to be a sub 1450 5K guy at York College, was very successful there. He was a 3-time state qualifier for us while at Northeastern AAA. We were AAA, I think, the whole time that I started. Right before that, we were AA. We had a couple years where we were just kind of trying to build some kind of culture or build some kind of expectations. I introduced like raining over the winter, instead of just meeting a couple times a week, we kept adding days. So basically the person that really got us to the point that we are now is Maddie Warrender. Maddie Warrender, soccer player, came out for track her freshman year and was runner-up at the league meet and qualified for districts. So her fastest time that year was 5:17. She started the season out running like 6:20. She just kept getting better and better. And then after that, we were doing a little indoor here and there. We tried to start an indoor program. I didn't really know what I was doing. Coach Cauller didn't know what we were doing. We didn't know what our meets were. So not much happened till Maddie's junior year. And then we were able to get a few more kids going. And basically after Maddie's junior year, she came to me and was like, I want to be a state medalist. What do I have to do? And I was like, all right, well, that's going to take a lot. Like, if I say that you got to meet me at the pool at 6 a.m. to do a workout, you got to meet me there. If I say we're lifting at whatever time it is, we're doing it. If you got to meet me on a Sunday afternoon for a 10-mile long run, we're doing it, because that's the only way I know how to get you to that point. So we developed a full indoor program, a full series of meets. We only had like 3 girls. We had Rachel Kelly, who was running at Kutztown next year. She was another soccer player, but she ran track, and she's a multi-time county medalist, district medalist, and she was on our state medaling DMR team. And then Trinity Schraudner is another one. She was a She's a multi-time state qualifier, state medalist in indoor, multi-time state district medalist, and league medalist as well as league champion at 800. So we took those girls and kind of just created a program to surround those girls, and it evolved into what we have today.
Yeah.
Right now we just graduated Margaret Carroll, who was 3rd in cross country this year. She was 5th in cross country last year. She was 3rd.
You're talking about
this year
in the state now, in the whole state.
Yeah, in the state.
Yeah.
And 4th in the
I
state.
make sure people
1600.
realize that how good she was.
Yeah, she ran 10:35, so she broke Maddie's school record was 10:52, so she lowered that to 10:35, and the 1600 record was, I believe, 5:06, and she lowered that to 4:55.
Wow.
So that was huge. She was a huge relay girl for us as well. She was part of that state medaling DMR team and our 4th team at districts this year. That set a new school record as well in the 4x8. Then we have Bella, Treglia, and Marissa Pritchett, they've gone to states every year of their career in cross country. They were part of our 4th place team in the state in cross country this year. Marissa was an individual state qualifier for us in the 3200 this year. Bella ran states in the 4x8 for us. They were both district qualifiers as well, which is really difficult out of District 3, AAA. So those are our top girls. And then we have Cole Perry, who just completed his very first year of running year round. He came to us from baseball and wrestling, and he was 15th in the state this year in cross country.
Mm-hmm.
And then he broke Ben Lunny's school record of, I believe, 9:47. He lowered that to 9:34 in the 3200. He ran 4:28 for the 1600, and he was a sub 2 800 guy. He ran 159 point for the 8. So,
yeah, you certainly had some good ones. What's it like with you? Because you and Coach Greg Cauller just you work real well together. What's it like working with Coach Cauller?
Yeah, we work well together because we have the same philosophy on what it takes to be successful.
Mm-hmm.
We almost never disagree on the concept of a workout or how we should prepare for something. We do have discussions on like what we want the workout to look like.
Mm-hmm.
We do have some different ideas, and sometimes we use mine, sometimes we use his, or sometimes we use a blended workout. That's both of our ideas, but we believe in, like the work that takes kids to be successful. So it's pretty easy to work with him.
Mm-hmm.
We talk all the time, which is, we always are on the same page basically with where the direction we want the kids to go. So
sure,
it's pretty easy.
And what would be some of your advice as we kind of start to get closer to concluding this, Coach, as far as, the up and coming kids, that type of, the middle school kids, et cetera. What advice would you give them that, that want to, hit that next level in cross country or track? What advice would you give them?
I think there's 2 important things with it. Is the first thing is you got to have goals, because you got to want to improve. I mean, it's just as impressive for a 27-minute 5K person to improve to like 25 or 24 minutes as it is for a 19-minute 5K person to try to improve to 17 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
So it's really not about the time that you run. It's about setting high goals for yourself and trying to reach those goals. Because without goals, you're kind of you're just exercising. You're not training.
Sure.
So I think having a goal and doing what you can do to reach them, just plain hard work is really what you need to do. And then you have to find something that you love about it. If you can't find something you love about what you're doing, like no matter what sport it is, then you're not going to be motivated to get up in the morning and put the work in. You're not going to be motivated to go out on a hot day or a cold day or a rainy day or a snowy day to put the work in. You're not going to be motivated to go to the weight room. You're not going to be motivated to do your drills or, whatever it is that it takes to be successful. So, I mean, I think that's the 2 most important things for just about any athlete that's doing any sport.
Yeah, no, I would certainly agree with that. And, definitely makes a lot of sense. And as I said, you guys have done a phenomenal job with the track and the cross country kids. And I know there's some more, many more good things coming forward there for you. I know Margaret's graduated, Cole's back, the other junior girls are back. So it's like I say, it's just kind of trying to get some of the other additional depth in there that, you kind of need, going forward as far as, obviously individually, you're going to have some real good kids there next year, no question about it.
Yep, we are.
Yeah, yeah. Well, thank you, sir. Any last thoughts before we kind of close it out here?
Yeah, I don't know. I just think that if hope my always my hope is that if as a coach you just show enthusiasm and show that you're willing to put the work and time in for the kids to be good, that in turn I hope that the kids see that and that they're willing to put the effort and time in, to be good as well. So
Sure.
that's
No,
kind of how I look at it.
well said. And there's just so many great life lessons from, pushing yourself. That's for sure. No question there. So, well, thank you, Coach. I do appreciate it. And I'll let you know when this is up. Okay.
All right, thanks.
Okay. Thank you very much. And we'll just stick around for just a second here. Okay.
Sure.